And we are live. Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of Australia Got Tech Talent Show. And thank you so much for finding some time to join us today. I'm hoping you're also enjoying your Thursday lunch. So I'm Jana Martins. I will be your host tonight. It's not tonight, today. The Australia Got Talent Show is the event that aims to give the tech professionals an opportunity to showcase their human side while talking about complex problems in the tech industry. So we all know that the key to standing out in today's competitive tech field is not only about your technical expertise, but also about qualities like creativity, problem solving, and emotional intelligence. So please make sure to tag and share this video with your colleagues and friends who need to hear this. So please don't forget to introduce yourself in the comments, or at least say hi, because if you're not saying hi, we don't know that you're here and you're watching, and it's not nice because no one like running the show that no one watching. So please make sure to say hi in the comments, let us know what you do, and join our show with your questions and comments. So we are streaming live today on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. And we're going to run this show monthly. So every last Thursday of the month at 12 p.m. So please stay tuned. And if you want to make sure you never miss the next show, join our meetup group to receive the invites for upcoming events. We're also planning to run some face-to-face events in the future as well. So keep an eye on this as well. So have your questions ready for Dermot, our speaker today. And keep in mind that it will be the award, like a prize for the audience favorite at the end of the year as well. So your voting is important at the end too, because it can help our contestants. So please make sure you stay until the end so you can actually participate in voting. So before I'll pass it over to Dermot, our today's speaker and contestant, I would like first to introduce our judging panel. They will be evaluating the presentation based on innovation, creativity, engagement, and audience impact, and as well as the problem solving and critical thinking. So I'll just quickly say hi to people here. Dan is here. Thank you. Rashmi is here. Samat is here. Philippe is here. Sometimes LinkedIn not showing your name. So if you're coming up as a link user, you might need to pop your name in the comments as well. Thank you so much, guys, for saying hi. And people who's watching and not saying hi, I can see you. So please say hi in the comments as well. So that's enough of me. So I'm going to pass it on to our judges to introduce themselves. So we'll ask with Ash, just because he started with A, of course.
Hello, everyone. Great to be on the show. I'm Ash Nazim, currently working in Westpac Banking as a Service business unit in the fintech venture. And also, I'm a partner for Open Hive, which has a venture arm for Southeast Australia markets, especially in fintech space, and also a tech advisory arm. I'm providing tech advisory to India Bangladesh banking, especially in the digital and cloud adoption space. So, Yana, thank you for the invite. Glad to be here and looking forward to the discussion.
Thank you, Ash. Devesh, please tell us about yourself.
Thank you, Anna. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Thursday. I'm Devesh Maheshwari, Chief Technology Officer for Datamesh Group. We are a payments orchestration company. It's a fintech based out of Barangaroo. In my past, I've also worked with Zotaro Payments as a head of technology. Quite a lot of breadth of technology experience. And just like Ash, I also help with the tech advisory to quite a few startups, which kind of gives you fun, guiding teams, and also do guest lecturing at the UTS. Thank you, Anna.
Perfect. Thank you, Devesh. And Paul, please.
Thanks, Jana. Excited to join this today, and thanks everyone else for joining at lunchtime or whatever you're doing today. I currently work for a company called Akamai. I'm the specialist for Southeast Asia Group. Most people probably would have heard about Akamai, but we're the largest CDM provider around the globe, and we've moved into cloud recently. That's a little bit of my sales pitch there for Akamai. But prior to that, I had 3.5 years at AWS, and then worked at a large telco, over 10 years in cloud experience and 20 years in tech business. So really looking forward to to listening to Dermot and getting on this voting. So thanks, Sienna.
Thank you, Paul. Nothing wrong as a little sales speech. We find that, as long as it's subtle. So we have a few more people saying hi. Tim is here, Andrew's here, Luke is here. Thank you so much, guys, for saying hi in the comments. It means a lot for me. It means that you're here and you're listening. So before I pass it over to Dermot, I just quickly want to tell you that everyone who's listening, please be ready to vote at the end. And I just quickly going to bring up the categories so that when you're listening, you actually understand what you're going to look at when you are ready to vote. So we're going to basically look at these 3 different categories. So keep them in mind when you're listening. So innovation, creativity, engagement and audience impact, and problem solving. I'm going to talk about the categories a bit more in depth when we start voting. But yeah, keep in mind those categories while you listening to Dermot's presentation. So that's probably enough of me. So I'm passing on to Dermot now. So please, Dermot, obviously, first introduce yourself, tell a bit about ourselves, and dive into your exciting presentation. We are, all eyes on Dermot. Thank you. And don't forget to unmute yourself, as usual. Or because maybe I muted you. So here we go.
Okay, yeah. So as you said, my name is Dermot Butterfield. I'm the founder and CEO of Which, an open data intermediary. We've got a CDR accreditation data recipient. Basically, that means we access open data. What I'm here to talk about is the journey from a problem that I came across in a business that I was working in, how that planted a seed and how that seed became a solution to a problem that I had personally, and how that eventually grew into a business. And so I'll take it from the beginning. You probably can't tell from my accent, but I'm actually Irish. I grew up in a city called Limerick on the west coast of Ireland, and my first job out of uni was in Intel. I worked there in an R&D lab working on in system test and validation for network controllers. That's things that went into network printers and base station controllers for mobile phone networks. That little box that sits down and controls the antennas was fantastic stuff. I got to work at the time on things that were then called next gen. That became 4G, which is now last gen. So you can kind of guess how old I am from how many gens out we are. From there, I went into business and technology consulting. I traveled around helping businesses and government and enterprise improve their technical pieces. I learned a lot of skills traveling, working on projects, being dropped in at the drop of a hat as an expert on things I'd only seen in a PDF that was emailed to me on the flight to the place. But I learned huge amounts. And I did that for quite a while, and it was exhausting. It was exhausting traveling for work, never getting to see the places. I actually, as an Irish person, flew out of places and returned paler than I went, which is a pretty crazy state to be in. And so from there, I decided, myself and my partner, that we were going to go do some travel. We bought a one-way ticket to Mexico and spent essentially a year traveling through Central and South America. And we arrived down under at a time of a particular skills shortage. And we started picking up some jobs, and we started in the tech space because that's where our skills were, and kind of went from startup to enterprise to startup to enterprise, and worked my way through until I was essentially lead architect in a business dashboarding company. And that's kind of where the story begins, because of my time there, I came in after it being twice outsourced, and they wanted to kind of improve it and bring it inside and enhance the capabilities, but I had a problem. And the problem was I couldn't find how to do something useful with the data we had. And so the goal was we'd bring in all of this business data and we'd make some smart insights that we could share with customers, right? And we'd use their data to do so. But it's very difficult because businesses don't align. It's not like people's homes. It's not like people's lives where everybody's the same. And I'll give you two clean examples of that. If I owned a bar and I had used my data to decide what drinks I should buy for that bar, it's going to tell me the drinks that those three guys who sit at my bar every day buy, because that's what my data says, right? So I can't really use my data to make sense. It's going to tell me, VB if I'm that type of bar, or maybe a Sydney cider if I'm in that type of area. But it's just going to tell me the things that people buy. It's going to miss that those three people go up the road and buy cocktails. so I don't understand those customers. And another way of looking at it was, if we try to compare bars, he said, that's it, we'll just get enough bars, we'll be able to compare them. But you can't, because the example we had was a real world scenario where two bike shops, one that sold a $30,000 bike every 3 months and one that sold $100 bikes a month. Those businesses don't align. Right? There's nothing you can compare there. They don't have the same unit economics. They don't have the same storage problems. They don't have the same staffing problems. And so I went out to find that data set. And I was looking and looking and looking, and this thing called open banking, it just started in Europe, and I was helping Barclays Bank in the UK connect in and use some of that open banking data. And it was around this time that you might see the family picture there, that we had twins. So we went from two dual income, no kids, to these two hungry mouths that were always going, and only took the first year off, and I took the second year off. And so I was taking that second year off, and that problem and that solution was sitting out there, and I could see that there was something missing, but how could I bring those pieces together? Once I found that open banking data, it caused a problem for me. The problem was, it was the solution to the business problem, but it raised a new problem. The data was now regulated. The Facebook world of Cambridge Analytica using that data without people's permission, GDPR had come in. It was now based on consent. And there was no way those three guys sitting at the bar were going to say, sure, let me share my data with you so you can sell me cocktails. It just wasn't going to work. So we had found the solution, but it was no longer an option for us to use that in a way that was going to work. But that didn't matter. We had understood what was happening, and the seed was planted. And so that seed led to the idea of me sitting at home, wiping bums, washing dishes, folding laundry, and then every time the kids went to sleep, me tapping away on the keys. And I did this for about a year. And at the end of that year, Anya came and said, look, it's time for you to go back to work. There's not much longer we can survive on a single income. And it was true. We'd spent our savings, we'd used all of that time off. And I said, look, I've got this thing I've been working on. And it's simple, but I think it's going to work. And I'd like to take a few more months to give it a go. And so Anya said, well, if we're going to have to do that, then we're going to have to sort out our finances. I went, it's great, because that's actually what it's going to do. And so I sat down, took a few months, and I started scraping data from websites. I started downloading spreadsheets and annotating transactions. I started building simple logic pieces, bringing down libraries for fast Fourier transforms so that I could work out frequencies of pieces, doing fuzzy matching so that I could annotate transactions. And I brought it all together. And I turned the thing on, and I kind of winced, and up popped this picture that you can see down in the bottom corner. So we found $1,200 worth of savings. I smiled to myself and went, oh, geez, yeah, you've done well here. Let's see what's inside. And I clicked on it. And the very first thing it said was 3 Amazon Prime subscriptions. And I went, I've messed it up. That's a bug, because nobody's going to have that. And then I looked a little bit closer, and on that, it said there was 3 different accounts. It was my card, my partner Anya's card, and her joint account card. So that's actual waste. I've found some waste. And then I brought in energy data, so I could see that we would have saved $20 a month if we changed energy provider. I was like, okay, right, that's quite useful. And the last piece is it picked up about merging internet and mobile phones together for a better plan. All of this stuff, I had to structure the data right. I had to bring those pieces in, but I had proof that I could do something. I pushed myself back on the keyboard and went, this works. If this works for me, it could work for anyone. And so I took that piece, I went out and I said, where's this going to work? Europe was ready with their open banking piece, but it was going to cost millions of euro to go and start there. I was like, I'm not going to be able to do that in a startup sense. New Zealand had launched a CDR standard, and I thought, well, it might be worth that, but they never got around to delivering it. But Australia launched the CDR standard here. And in doing that, they opened up a whole new pot of data and a whole new way to work for customers. The ACCC asked for a test partner. I was sitting here, one-man band, looking at this thing, and I said, yeah, I'm happy to do that. I've built this thing. I'd love to give it a try. And so I turned the thing on. And I worked with them for 4.5 months testing, and at the end of it, they said, maybe you should go get accredited. And it was a fantastic opportunity to be able to do that. And the reason that was such an opportunity for me was because I could see the numbers. I could see, the 25% of Australians are finding it difficult to get by. 50% of them live paycheck to paycheck, which means that obviously half of all people are experiencing financial stress. And so what I've done is built that piece from that underlying problem that I had myself, which was a lack of finances after spending 2 years on a single income, and having these hungry mouths every day eating and breaking things. I'm bringing that together into what became, subsequently in the last 3 years, a business that runs and manages data on scale. And so that's essentially my story, from a whirlwind of looking at a dashboard inside a business company and trying to work out how to use that, into identifying a data set and then working from there out into how to solve a problem for business and for people in a much more streamlined way. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Dermot. That was nice and sharp. last time
I have a tendency to be fast.
That was, not nice and quick. So I think we're like on track for our show. Guys, the slides was a bit small. I blame myself for that. So don't take it in, voting consideration if the slides a bit hard to see. That's because we didn't test it properly before Dermot starts sharing them. So not taking it in consideration then we're voting. Okay. So anyway, so while judges, making their mind in terms of, the scoring, I'll just remind the criteria for everyone. So everyone who's in the call can actually start doing some voting in the comments. So basically, guys, the voting is going, you need to vote from 1 to 5, where 1 is the lowest one and 5 is the highest score. And the 3 categories, as I said: innovation, creativity. Is this idea innovative or unique? Did the speaker provide new insights or perspective on familiar topic, or introduce any new unexpected ideas or concept? And number 2, engagement, audience impact. Like, was the presentation engaging? Did you feel like you wanted to keep listening? Did the speaker use, the storytelling to explain complex concept, or visual or multimedia elements to enhance the presentation? And problem solving. Yeah, did the speaker clearly define the problem? Was the problem solved? Did you understand the solution or learning from this problem? So this is basically 3 categories. Guys, so whoever's in the audience, start popping up your votes in the comments. You see, like, people nice. Christine is, 555. Rashmi 555. People nice. But we have judges. Yeah. Don't be influenced by audience, judges. Okay. So let's get in the judges' scores. If you can, how are you guys going with the? I think Paul is ready by the look of it. Okay, 1 second, I'll bring it up to the screen. So, Paul. Okay, Paul, please tell us about what you enjoyed and what you didn't enjoy.
Look, no, I enjoyed it all. There's nothing I didn't enjoy, David. So it was really good. I guess, I'm probably a harsh judge, and I think we talked about this earlier. Some of the other judges coming from Amazon background, if you've ever had an interview with Amazon,
one there. Was it 3?
Always related back to task, situation, task, action, results. The idea was there. Innovation, I'm not quite sure that it was over innovative in terms of what products and compare the markets and things that are out there then. Maybe a bit of the situation when you discovered this, what year, background, there was no other competitors in that space, and explaining that situation earlier on would have helped me. I finally got there on the storyline probably towards the end of what we were trying to solve, but really great in terms of relating back to personal. That's always something that's good. When you have an innovation, you can relate the story back to business, but really important back to personal, because then you really have that buy-in, and you can see that came out. So really well done on that. It was just probably me for the area of visual displays, maybe something a little bit more graphical on there rather than pictures. That type of help with the improvement. But otherwise, I'm a harsh judge, but really good. Well done.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for your comments. I think Ash is ready. Ash, please tell us about your scoring.
Yeah, so I ended up similar to Paul, I think, very close. So firstly, Dermot, great presentation, loved it, loved the energy, loved how you've articulated the problem, loved how you've sort of tied it with your personal journey and the passion behind it. I actually love the passion more than all of that and how you came up with the solution. Great to hear that you've been traveling a little bit, so that's always opens up new ideas in the head. So great, all that. So I'm sort of coming back to sort of my task at hand, why Yana got me on here, the judgment aspect. So I ended up with 353. I'll just quickly look at my notes, just so that it's only constructive. I hope it goes through constructively for you, mate. As you try to solve this bigger problem. So innovation and creative, I agree with Paul on this note. The idea is definitely innovative. There's a demand for this kind of solutions in the market across globally and especially in Australia, given the data adoptions and all the open data requirement. There's definitely a demand. I could not actually see the creativity behind it because there's a lot of solutions like this popping up left and right. I think what will set you apart is the creativity of this, especially from user adoptability perspective. That's what's coming to my mind as I was listening to it. And I think you've got a really good story given the current market conditions. I'm talking about the macro market conditions on how you can tie it back and capture the sentiments that will resonate really well with consumers. That sort of was missing in my head. But definitely an innovative solution. I'm still debating in my head, is it disruptive? But we didn't talk about enough in that setting. But innovative, creativity, you can obviously improve on that, and creativity improves over time as well. So moving on to engagement and audience impact, definitely, as I said, love the energy you did create, and you kept my attention. I do have a 40-second attention. I enjoyed my coffee while I was listening to you, so that was really good. And as I said, you did dip into a little bit of the Fourier transformation. You brought back memories of my engineering days. So I enjoyed that. So the statistical modeling and all of that. But I enjoyed all of that. But just as a sort of a constructive point of view as well, when you're pitching or when you're talking to other people, people might not understand Fourier transformation, statistical modeling methodologies. So maybe using a more lifelike analogy might help in that context. Waves are usually good. I've noticed. And problem solving, again, you clearly defined the problem. Definitely there's a problem in the market for this. But I think when I was listening to it, I could not understand what's the slither of the specific problem you're trying to solve. Is it, personal finance management is a big topic itself, but you aggregate all the data and you can come up with different solutions to that based on the customer needs. But is it more targeted towards financial products? Is it targeted towards energy products? So which area you're focusing on? Or are you just sort of focusing just holistically on how people can save money and all of that? I mean, these things can only improve with time as you get more feedback. And essentially, that's why we're all here. But yeah, happy to keep continuing chatting. Love the energy. I mean, that's the most important thing in my books. Yeah.
Thank you, Ash. Thank you for your feedback. Quite in details. So definitely love the all details you provided. So Devesh, last but not least, so what's your takes?
It's hard to go, after the strong performance. It's exactly the same thing here. It's hard to go with the feedback after like the two judges' feedback. Like they've mostly covered everything. But I'll start with a question before I go for like you can already see the score on the screen probably. But why did you not choose to go and look at the similar kind of offering in the market, which would have helped you in a much faster manner? Or did you look at it and you couldn't find any?
Yeah, well, when I originally did this, it's 5 years ago. So this is the origin of something that has long since moved on and has become a business in the open data space. But when I did it, the options were limited. There wasn't open data available. As I said, we tested the CDR standard. That hadn't even been rolled out at that stage. So we were the test partner for that piece in the space. And so what we were actually doing was very early. The only region that even had it would have been Europe. And as I mentioned, we couldn't launch there because I wasn't going to have 5 million euro to turn the lights on. There's only so far a mortgage can carry a business, and my house didn't go that far. And so I had to make use of what was available at the time. And there was some legacy tools that were around, but they required, every single line item poked and every single piece fed in manually. And I thought, well, I'm a technologist. I'm not going to sit down and manually do these things. I'm going to automate something. That's where my skill set is. I'm going to turn this into a really fast piece so I don't have to do it again tomorrow. And that was essentially what I built. And I mean, to the previous judge's point, the world has moved on, and so has much in the space. But I think the idea is about that seed of an idea and how that can turn into something more.
And do you think you've solved the problem? Is there more to do?
Oh, yeah. Look, as I say, we're now a registered CDR data recipient. We've got customers using our piece. And when I say that, I mean business partners who are consuming the data to serve their customers and those kind of pieces. So we've grown in those 5 years to, be in multi-regions. We do this now in multiple regions. We do it with different types of businesses, to the previous judge's point about who are you serving and, what are those pieces. So, yeah, it's fantastic.
Oh, great. Well, thank you for the responses. Obviously, you can see the score up. I'm not sure it's going to change much, but really loved listening to you. It was more of I can connect back to your story within your journey with having 2 twins, with Anya, and time you guys have put in as a family. It's like a lot of patience and perseverance have gone in to kind of starting to think about something and actually getting forward with that one. And again, you've got a great family who supported you on that journey. So I'm probably not going to go into the whole same order, but amazing storytelling, amazing way of presentation. You pretty much hold on to it. And just like Ash, it's a TikTok days, very short attention to the details, but you hold on to us. You didn't let us go to any of the LinkedIn feed or a office feed. So thank you for that. Innovation and creativity. Obviously, I started with 4 and then kind of trimmed down to 3, just thinking through, looking at today, after 5 years, there's so many options, so many opportunities out there. Compare the markets. This out there, a lot of things. Yeah. So from an innovation perspective from today, it's probably not that innovative. So it coming very strongly. But yes, when you started, it was definitely a thing. And you started with very low scale, like there was nothing. You started on your own, started comparing your own household products. It was good to see you didn't compare your credit cards first thing, and you kind of went through the script and then find out you had 3 Amazon Prime accounts. I'm sure I might have one. So good work there. So that's where I think from a creativity side, you could have actually presented a bit more around what else did you do from a use cases perspective beyond your personal story. Because now 5 years on, you're going to have done a lot more creative work using the data. So something which you can hear there in the future. From an engagement and audience impact perspective, obviously it's for lot of stuff about your personal and how that actually made it to the product to work. And that's always a great story because there is a lot in there for everybody to connect to, and you hold on to us. Like Ash said, it would have been great if you could have used a bit more metaphors and a bit more of how commercial side could work now. So like when I walk out from here and when I'll meet you on the street somewhere in the city, I'll probably relate back to your family more than your product. And I think because it's more about Australia got tech talent, I would be more want to connect with your product as well. So just something to watch out for the future. And from a problem solving perspective, obviously you solved a problem for yourself, and obviously that created this product, which is great now. Thinking or looking a bit more from that. And in general, from a presentation material perspective, maybe a bit more visual clues for us to, while we're listening to your stories and also looking at what exactly is going on in your product and what world, and a bit more technically, how do you solve the problem?
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. No, it was nice listening to you, mate. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Great feedback. Definitely a lot of insights from the judges. We just quickly go click through the comments from the audience as well. So there's a lot of feedbacks going through. Awesome product, amazing product, great presentation. So, the audience is nice. All this, 555. Great presentation. So hard to even imagine you did this during your parenting leave. It's amazing. So people can relate to the struggle. 555 from Rashmi, 555 from Mark, 555 from Teen. It'll be hard to find a favorite by audience, guys. You're all too nice.
It just makes us look bad now.
That's all right. Now that's the idea.
It's the judge's job.
Critics.
Andrew 545, Luke 545. Christine is actually saying, I have reviewed a lot of budget apps, and this is the way ahead of the rest. Here we go. So you have some fans there in the audience, Dermot. James, here we go. It's probably after judges start talking. 353 from James, 354 from another user. Good presentation. Strongly feel this deserves the AGT $1 million prize. Guys, we don't have a budget yet, but if there are sponsors listening,
why don't you try using Witch, Yana?
I want to contribute, to the prize. Definitely contact me on LinkedIn. I'm there. Christine is actually asking what other options. I haven't found any, and I'm constantly looking. Anyone actually quickly can suggest some competitors to Dermot? No.
I do have one, Dermot, unfortunately. Pocket Smith is really good. And what's the other one? Oh, and WeConnect was the one, the WeConnect, I think. That has come up really well. Good reference points for you, bud.
But WeConnect won't go into all of your energy side of things, so it's purely dependent on Christine what area you're looking for. So I've used WeConnect in the past, and I think it goes more into your more on the financial side, so where your expenses are going, your spends and stuff. But it won't go more into energy side. Again, they could explore there, but I'm sure Dermot could go ahead of them.
Christine is not a fan of Pocket Smith, Ash. So, that's all right. Okay. Srinivas saying, not everything has to be innovative. Is a proven product market one can build the same product is much better way, better execution, better branding, carve your own niche. Just adding a few cents. And they're saying, what a great channel for diversified feedback for contestants. Amazing way to shift the focus to good engineering, practice creativity, and problem solving. And James is saying he get his scoring before judges. So this is genuine 353. Dermot, here we go. Cool. So there's a few more comments, guys. If we haven't, answer your question and put your comment, we can always happy to take it offline as well. So you can connect with me or any of the speakers of any of the judges. I think everyone on LinkedIn, and basically you can see the names, the same names on LinkedIn. So feel free, obviously, to reach out if you have any further questions. Dermot, thank you so much for your presentation. Great job. It certainly takes a lot of courage to speak about, yourself, your personal story, particularly in front of the, such a tough judging panel, especially Paul, yeah.
I'm just seeing in the background, but Dermot, I've got to give you a clap. Well done.
He self-claimed the position to start with, so yes.
Yeah. So we need it, need someone to be harder on Dermot. We can't be just all 555s. Yeah. So, and as we all know, the most common actually social fears are the fears of public speaking and fear of being judged. So, and how you overcome them, it's the key is to, get out there, give your best, also being mindful about your inner critiques, be receptive to feedback, and not taking things too personally. Yeah, so we all can work on it, enhance our skills, and progress forward with overcoming these fears. So that's why I'm encourage all you face your fears and join our show as the contestants for the next shows. We already have a few contestants for next few months, but we have still few spots, so everyone can apply on our website, australiagotechtalent.com, and participate in the show. So please feel free. And again, round of applause to Dermot. And yes, thank you. And before I let you go, guys, just a quick reminder. So we're doing it monthly. Yeah, next month. So last Thursday of the month. So next show will be 25th of May. Again, 12 p.m. And the speaker will be Arafat Ahmed. So please make sure to join him. I'm gonna obviously announce the event, and I'm gonna put more details about Arafat presentation next month. And we will have another judging panel, so we'll keep it interesting, yeah, and inconsistent, yeah. So, and give more feeling of uncertainty for every candidate, because they can't really watch the judges and know who's the mean one, yeah. So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us this lunchtime. Please share this video with those who need to hear this, and obviously like this video, because it's encouraging us to keep going and bringing more people to the show. And the general stuff, subscribe to our YouTube channel, join our meetup group, you name it. So all these exciting marketing bits, because if you're not doing that, if you're not liking it, if you're not subscribing, it's not encouraging us to keep going. Anyone wanted to add something before we wrap up?
I would just like to thank you, Yana, and thanks other judges and Dermot and the lovely audience for being here, sacrificing your lunch, but it's always good to learn something new. So thank you.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
I was just going to echo what Devesh said. Yana, thanks for pulling us all together, and love what you're building, the community of like-minded tech people helping each other. I would say thrive. Love it. Keep at it. Thank you, guys. And
thank you. Congrats, everyone from Anderson. All the Dermot, best wishes. all good luck. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us, and I'll see you on the 25th of May.